Democrats are now trying to figure out how can we shove off the failures of this administration? How can we shove this off somewhere else so that it doesn't hurt us? And have you noticed too, absent from any kind of fundraiser or assisting other people, except maybe to try to challenge some of these Democrats in more purple areas, the squad, they really are not relied on a lot for fundraising. In fact, they're just sort of like stuck under the stairs. Nobody really brings them out, and a lot of Democrats are terrified to even really kind of acknowledge them at this point. They're going after Henry Cuellar in South Texas just because they feel like he's a weak link because he came out and said that the border crossings and that the administration needs to do something about this. That's it. But Democrats are in chaos. They are in complete chaos. And I think that it's chaos because nobody is leading the party. It's a party of two competing ideologies, where you have more moderate Democrats and then you have the far left Democrats who feel as though everything must run through government and that everybody is beholden to the federal government, and they want everything centralized at the federal level. They want control of your police in D.C. They want education and controlled by D.C. They want everything that you do and pay taxes for locally to be all centralized and controlled federally. And there are some more moderate Democrats that don't agree with that. And the moderate Democrats actually are still far left Democrats, but they now look moderate compared to the commies in the party. It's wild. I was telling Kane, part of the problem that Democrats have is that Barack Obama was mainstreamed CRT. I've been talking about critical race theory for over 10 years. In fact, there's a video of me on either CNN or MSNBC talking about Derek Bell 10 years ago, and how Barack Obama was really championing Derek Bell and Derek Bell's academic theories of critical race theory, which was is an offshoot of Marxism. And it just simply substitutes racial identity for financial status. And Barack Obama really introduced it, and it got mainstreamed by the far left vestiges in the party after he left office. And that now the parties at this, they're suffering from an identity crisis, and they have no young guns on the bench. And part of the problem and the reason for that is Barack Obama was and the Democrat Party that enabled this, they were so careful to prevent anyone else from coming up and challenging his authority within the party that they did not, like Republicans did, they did not recruit and nurture and prepare their candidates to take these positions once these elder statesmen left. And that's why you have no clear leader. Joe Biden is a baby boomer vestige. This is a guy who is a remnant of the boomer political class, and they went back to that well because they had nobody else. And I think I think he had a stroke. I think that they committed to him, and I think he had a stroke, but by then it was too late and they had to go with it. I really do, hands to sky, think that. So, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I identify as one. I am a biologist. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, you're a biologist too, Kane. So are you all out there. But they didn't prepare and promote anybody. When Howard Dean left, because the whole Netroots and digital fundraising really came to speed under Howard Dean. And when Howard Dean, after his campaign failed and he was sort of relegated to the backbench, Barack Obama came in and built that machine into something even better, but then didn't want to share his donor list, didn't want to do anything like that. There was a lot of infighting in the Democrat Party when he was leaving, and they spent so much time protecting him that they didn't bring up any up-and-comers. They kind of did with one of the Castros. Was it Julian Castro that they had speak at the DNC? And this was, I think, in 2012, their big convention. I think it was one of the Castros that they had. And I thought, okay, so that's where they're looking at. But they were very anticlimactic. They were very underwhelming candidates. They weren't incredibly accomplished. They really didn't have a lot of street cred. They borrowed it from their mom, who I think she was, a La Raza founder. They really borrowed a lot of her cred and tried to apply it to themselves. They just were really underwhelming. And so one of them got appointed to HUD under Obama, and then I don't know, one of them ran for state rep, or not state rep, but Congress. That was it. Where are the other young guns that they have, that Democrats have? Who can you sit here and look at in the Democrat Party and go, you know what, I can see that person. I can see them going and becoming president. I can see that happening. You can't. They don't have anybody like that. They don't have anyone that is charismatic and that can speak, because we're still in this populist period, although I think it's starting to wane, that can speak to any of that and do any of that outreach. I just don't think that there's any, that people who, they don't have anybody. And so going into midterms, Republicans have been very, very good at recruiting people and promoting their young guns. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what Democrats are going to do. I don't know what they're going to do after midterms. It's not going to go well. And I worry because if the party collapses, it's going to be the super far left that ends up just completely taking over. And I think when you have one party that is so far in one position, everything kind of shifts that way. That's what I'm worried about.